which contains actually zinc, citric acid, calcium, phosphorus as well, and some essential enzymes, so that the sperms will maintain its health and motility as well. And this duct is known as now ejaculatory duct. Another structure, that structure is a gland here, and that gland is present at the posterior part of this urinary bladder. Hello Bandhugan, Namaskar and welcome back to my YouTube channel Sahil Educations, and today we'll be discussing about another part of the male reproductive system, that is the accessory reproductive glands. Okay, before starting the functions of the gland or what they produces, we need to understand the anatomy of the reproductive glands actually present in the male reproductive system. So let's see. So this one is the urinary bladder, and here urethra is present. So this one is urinary bladder. Urine drains into the urethra, and it is the way this urethra also facilitates as a path to come out the sperms whichever has been produced inside the testis, and these sperms comes from the testis through vas deferens and drains into the urethra, and then urethra helps the sperms to get out of the body or to eject out of the body. So let's see the testis present like this. So this one is the testis, and upon testis you have seen another structure, and that structure is known as the epididymis. After epididymis it goes like this. Like this, not like this exactly. So this is testis, this one is epididymis, this is going to be the vas deferens. See, this vas deferens basically entangles the ureter. If you see the ureter here like this, which drains the urine from kidney into the urinary bladder. Now this vas deferens will entangle the ureter now. Entangle the ureter and come to the initial part of this urethra. Okay, so this is ureter now. Ureter basically allows the urine to come from kidney to the urinary bladder, and then urinary bladder just pushes and the urine comes out through urethra. So in case of sperm ejaculation, that means ejaculation, the testis produces the sperms, it stores into the epididymis, and after epididymis the sperm goes through vas deferens, and vas deferens basically entangles the ureter and then come like this to meet with the urethra. Okay, before meeting with urethra it has another structure. That structure is a gland here, and that gland is present at the posterior part of this urinary bladder. So here I cannot show you the image of seminal vesicle. Basically the gland is seminal vesicle. You can see the seminal vesicle in this part. See, this is your vas deferens. Vas deferens will join here, and the seminal vesicle is present like this. Okay, and it is at the posterior part of the urinary bladder. So this gland is now seminal vesicle. This is how seminal vesicle is present in the anatomy. Now, vas deferens and seminal vesicles duct both combines together, and this duct is known as now ejaculatory duct. So what is ejaculatory duct? Ejaculatory duct is the duct which is present in the male reproductive system, in the male reproductive anatomy, and the duct is a combination of vas deferens and seminal vesicles duct. Okay. Now, after this seminal vesicle, the seminal vesicle joins here with the urethra, see, it joins with the urethra, it drains the sperm and the fluid whichever has been produced in the seminal vesicle into the urethra, and after this there is another gland. So after seminal vesicle there is another gland which is present just inferior to the seminal vesicle. Remember this, just inferior to the seminal vesicle, and this gland is known as prostate gland. This gland is known as prostate gland. After prostate gland there is another gland, another accessory gland which is present, is like this, a pea-sized, what I have said, a pea-sized reproductive gland which is known as Cowper's gland or bulbourethral gland. Okay, this bulbourethral gland is homologous to the Bartholin gland. Bartholin's gland in female. Females do not have bulbourethral gland, but instead of bulbourethral gland, females do have Bartholin gland having same function, having same kind of function. So there comes, you have seen three basic accessory glands in the male reproductive system. One is seminal vesicle, number two is prostate gland, and number three, which is bulbourethral gland or Cowper's gland. It is also known as Cowper's gland. So there are three basic reproductive accessory glands, and all these glands have specific functions. All these glands have their own specific function in the facilitation of the ejaculation of sperm, in the nutrition of the sperms, in the pH of the sperms. So sperms ejaculate from this urethra, ejaculate through this urethra, through the urethral meatus, and it needs to contain some nutrients, it needs to contain some enzymes, it needs to contain some medium, that means to say that the medium is acidic or basic, so that the sperm can interact, or sperms can enter into the female reproductive tract and it can interact with the ovum very easily. It can maintain its health, it can maintain its mobility or motility, whatever it is. They are going to, all these accessory glands are going to help basically the sperm, okay, to maintain all these things. Now we will look after the functions of these glands more specifically. So see, so in case of seminal vesicle, it actually secretes the seminal fluid, and that seminal fluid contains fructose, protein, citric acid, phosphorus, potassium and prostaglandins. Why the fructose is present in the secretion of the seminal vesicle? So that the sperms whichever has been produced inside the testis and is coming out through urethra by the process of ejaculation, those sperms will get some nutritions from these fructose. Okay, so sperms will be healthy. So the seminal vesicles fluid contains fructose here. And now this seminal vesicle fluid actually makes 60% volume of whole semen. What is semen will come after. Then whole semen has approximately 60% volume coming from the seminal vesicle. And the seminal vesicles fluid that is known as seminal fluid, which has an alkaline nature. The pH varies from 7.2 to 7.8. So this is all about seminal vesicle. Then coming to prostate gland. Prostate gland secretes the prostatic fluid. Prostate gland secretes the prostatic fluid, which contains actually zinc, citric acid, calcium, phosphorus as well, and some essential enzymes, so that the sperms will maintain its health and motility as well. Now the pH of the prostatic fluid is 7.31 and its nature is also alkaline. As the pH is 7.31, you know that the semen must be, or the fluid whichever is coming from the prostate gland, which is known as prostatic fluid, must be in alkaline, slight alkaline in nature. Now another accessory gland's function, that is bulbourethral gland. Bulbourethral gland produces a mucus pre-ejaculate fluid. That means before ejaculation a fluid comes out through this urethra, through the gland that is known as bulbourethral gland or Cowper's gland, and it actually lubricates and cleans the urethra. So bulbourethral gland has a special function, and that special function is to clean and lubricate the urethra so that the semen comes out through this urethra very easily. Okay, and if we talk about the acidity or basicity of this bulbourethral fluid, that is the pre-ejaculate mucus, which is acidic, and the pH is approximately 5.9. So we have understood the concept, or we have understood the anatomy of the accessory reproductive glands present in the male reproductive system, as a seminal vesicle, prostate gland, and bulbourethral gland or Cowper's gland. We have known about the functions of these three accessory glands. Now talking about semen. What is semen? Semen is a combination of sperms and all the three fluids coming through three glands in this case. So semen actually contains sperms and the secretion of the seminal vesicle, prostate gland, and Cowper gland. Okay, so this is semen, and semen basically has a pH of 7.2 to 8.0. that the semen has a pH that is alkaline. Hope you have understood that the glands are present, accessory glands, how these accessory glands are present, how they actually help in the ejaculation process, and what is semen, and the acidity or basicity of semen. Now talking about the number. If we talk about that, how much number of sperms are present in the semen, that is approximately 150 million in per ejaculate. So in semen, sperm is present approximately 150 million in per ejaculate. It varies from 20 to 150 million. So your range actually goes 20 to 150 million in per ejaculate. So remember the numbers, remember the function, so that you can get help from this part actually in your exam. So hope you have understood everything, and if you have any query, you can contact me in the comment section. Thank you very much. See you soon.